Gang rape victim committed suicide on Wednesday in Uttar Pradesh after the local police allegedly took no action on a complaint. The incident took place under the Kurh Fatehgarh police station limits in Sambhal district of UP. The family members of the minor girl alleged that she took the extreme step out of frustration owing to police inaction. The police arrested Viresh, accused of gang raping the deceased. 3 accused are still absconding. The police team are trying to arrest the accused. We're joined by my colleague Pranshu Mishra on the phone line. Pranshu, extremely sad lapse on the part of the police because the family alleging inaction, and apparently the girl was also under pressure from the families of the men who were accused to reach a settlement, which led her to commit suicide.
Yes, that's right. In fact, the allegations are really very unfortunate, and there is a very serious, question about the basic conduct of UP police. And remember, this is a state in which very recently, last year, we had that infamous gang rape case in Hathras, where again a girl was, gang raped, and then she subsequently has committed suicide, and it has created a lot of furor and political reaction. And that point in time, stern action was taken against the cops. A lot of, messaging was done that now the police's conduct as well as cases of atrocities against girls and women is concerned would be made more humane, more gender sensitive. But it seems that is not happening. And that's the reason why in this particular case from, Sambhal, this 15-year-old girl who was allegedly gang raped, she had been running from pillar and post trying to seek intervention from the cops, which didn't come in. The local police station didn't respond according to the family's complaint. And ultimately, the girl facing a lot of, trauma, social pressure, being cold-shouldered by the system itself, was compelled to commit suicide. And now it has raised a lot of controversy, a lot of concern. As you said, one person has been arrested, but a couple of more are still absconding. And the family clearly is in a lot of distress.
Who are the accused, Pranshu? We know one is Viresh, Jinesh, Suvendra and Bipin. The girl's family alleges that the police went easy on them and that they weren't taking swift action on this case. The superintendent of the police, Chakresh Mishra, said a special team has been set up to arrest them. But I think the most glaring lapse of this was that the families of those accused men were allowed to contact this girl and put pressure on that family. And perhaps that video on the screen is a kin of the girl who was absolutely distraught and distressed by this. Not just the bad enough that a terrible incident took place, but the fact to be let down by law and order is something that pushed the young victim to this terrible step.
Yes, that's right. In fact, see, all the parties, the girl and as well as the accused, all are from the same village. And we know in typical, the Indian village structure, there is a lot of pressure on the woman, especially on the family of the victim girl. And that was also happening in this case. Now, it is still not clear that whether, the accused were from which community, but it seems prima facie that both sides were from the same community. So it may not be the case of the caste exploitation, but it clearly is a case of gender exploitation, where the family members of the accused who live in the very same village, the accused themselves, were pressurizing the girl not to approach the police, try and withdraw her complaint, get into an agreement. The girl on her part was, absolutely willing to reach out to the cops. Now, family's allegation is that the police didn't respond. We'll have to see what does the investigation actually proves out, that whether the family has actually approached the cops and the cops turned her away, or, it was a different case. But as of now, the girl's family's statement is that the police didn't respond and therefore their daughter was forced to take this, extreme step.
Stay with us, Pranshu. Let's also listen in to what the Superintendent of Police, Chakresh Mishra, had to say about this.
थाना कुड़ फतेहगढ़ के अंतर्गत 15 जुलाई को एक व्यक्ति के द्वारा आकर सूचना दी गई कि उसकी बेटी, जो कि नाबालिग है, उसके साथ 15 जुलाई से लगभग 1 महीने पहले एक व्यक्ति के द्वारा बलात्कार किया गया। उसकी इस तहरीर पर धारा 376 पॉक्सो एक्ट व अन्य धाराओं के अंतर्गत मुकदमा पंजीकृत किया गया। इसके पश्चात धारा 164 के बयान में पीड़िता द्वारा बताया गया कि उसके साथ एक नहीं अपितु 4 लोगों के द्वारा बलात्कार किया गया है। पीड़िता के द्वारा सुबह अपने घर के अंदर फांसी लगाकर आत्महत्या कर ली गई। इसके परिजनों की सूचना के आधार पर पुलिस के द्वारा 4 अन्य व्यक्तियों के विरुद्ध धारा 306 का एफआईआर पंजीकृत किया गया है। पुलिस के द्वारा इन सभी लोगों की गिरफ्तारी का प्रयास किया जा रहा है।
We're joined by Brinda Arige, social activist. Very good morning to you, ma'am. What a distressing incident coming in from the state of Uttar Pradesh. This is the second highest state when it comes to rapes. And the most unfortunate part is the kind of follow-up by the law and order. The fact that adequate security wasn't given to this girl and she wasn't shielded from pressure from the families of those accused. How do you view this extremely unfortunate incident? And isn't the security of every person in the state the responsibility of law and order, especially more so after it's a victim of a gang rape?
You're absolutely right. This is just absolute lawlessness in that state because there is no accountability by anybody. A 15-year-old has to commit suicide for the police to take action. That is the most appalling news anybody can hear. Why has the police not given the victim survivor any kind of protection? We have a law and we have the guidelines and we have state policies that very, very clearly guidelines puts on place the necessary protection that must be given to victims of rape. And this is gang rape. A 15-year-old, a minor. What is the police doing over there? Why do they even take their salaries? Do they have any self-respect? No accountability. Nobody pulls them up. What is the SP of that particular district doing over there? Do they want lives of girls to be lost so that they will do the job for what they are paid? Absolutely shameless UP police. I hope that at least now they will wake up, arrest all of these people. But we want the court to take due diligence of all of this and speed up the case. Let this case not become like the other cases that we have witnessed in UP, where the entire family has been wiped out by the rapists and their supporters. This is appalling. This is unacceptable. And this is the responsibility of the state CM and the Home Minister. They must wake up so that our Prime Minister's Beti Bachao is really realized.
Well, yes, indeed, ma'am. Every incident of this sort is a clarion call and not one too soon. On that note, I do have to wrap this bulletin. Thank you so much for joining us with your views.